Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Today is the 27th. Update for this week in the last week or two since spring break. First, I want to talk about your papers. Several of you sent me papers for me to look at, and I was glad to get those and return those to you. After looking those, a couple of things, kind of themes, struck out to me, and I thought I might talk about those as a way of helping the rest of you. Um, One of the things that struck me is to make sure um, whatever claims or assertions you make in your paper, you have some kind of scholarly support for it. And this isn't to suggest that what you say or what you think or what you believe is unimportant. But the most important thing at this stage in your career is that you can connect whatever you're saying to some kind of scholarship to justify, to support what you're saying. So really think of that carefully. Look through your papers, find out any assertion you make sure you have some scholarly support for it. I really encourage you, go beyond the readings, beyond the text, beyond the supplemental readings in the course. Find other works that are very important in the field. Also make sure whatever you do is in APA format, American Psychological Association. If um, if you don't already have one of those, the APA manual, I suggest you get one. You can also find them at the library. But they're very important because it will help you organize your citations and your references in a single consistent format. And this really is very important. Many journals, in fact, most journals, will specify in what format they want their citations and references. And there are many different formats. There's APA, American Psychological Association, which for the most part is what we use in the College of Education. There's also Chicago style, which is very common, MLA, which I've used a few times over my course of my career. Chicago style is more common among history and sociology, for example. But in the College of Education, we tend to use, for the most part, APA. So make sure your citations are in that format. And it really is important. There are some journals that are very clear. They will say if you submit something and it is not in the proper format, they won't even look at it. They won't even consider it. They will send it right back. So that's really important. Another thing I wanted to update you on is just life in general. And there's a reason for this. Um, Spring break here was not exactly the most relaxing. My youngest son, who is 15, had to have a frenectomy, and it's a procedure where they clip the underside of the tongue. It's for children who are sometimes born tongue-tied. And we thought that was addressed when he was born, but it sometimes can grow back. So he had that done, and at the same time had three of his wisdom teeth removed, which is just in and out. I mean, it's outpatient surgery. It's done very quickly, but the recovery for it is can take a week or more. It's uncomfortable. Certainly was not the spring break my son would have wanted. Certainly wasn't what I would have enjoyed either. But that happens. And then last week, my mother-in-law was taken to the hospital and rushed into surgery. And just another of those things that happens. Life can sometimes be very unpredictable. The reason I say that is because many of you may encounter some of these things. An illness on your part, illness with a family member, and it can make life difficult, to say the least, not just worrying about a class. When these things happen, and if you've had those happen, illnesses, birth of a child, etc., really, I encourage you to let me know. Please let me know as soon as possible because um, nothing we do around here in academia in this college is as important as ourselves and our families. So if you encounter something like this that you can't control, that makes it difficult for you to get things in on time, etc., please let me know as soon as possible. Because as faculty, we can and we should be able to make legitimate exceptions for things that are not in your control. And we can do that and we should. So if something like that happens, please let me know as soon as possible. We can arrange extensions, different deadlines, etc. And the important thing to know is with no penalty to you. Things that are out of control, we shouldn't suffer any penalty for that. So if that happens, please let me know. The last 2 weeks have very much reminded me of those facts. Other things, class, some of the readings we're getting into, the philosophies we're looking at, are going to start reminding you of some more contemporary philosophical explanations, especially some of the European continental philosophies may seem more current, more timely in terms of what you're accustomed to hearing people think and talk about. Now, that doesn't mean at all that the other philosophical explanations we've looked at up to this time, um, ancient Greece, functionalism, Marxism, certainly interpretivism, are by any means out of date or unimportant. Just means that some of the things we're reading now may seem a little more familiar to you. And just letting you know, but also reminding you none of the other things we've looked at up to this time are by any means less important. So that's just a little update for where we are. As usual, if you're working on your papers, your counter arguments, and you have a question, please let me know. I'll be glad to talk with you. Phone, Zoom, preferably meeting on campus, just because I don't get to see my students often enough. At any rate, if you have any questions, anything at all, please reach out to me, let me know. And hope the week is going well for you all, and I will be in touch.